Who are you?
I'm Daredevil.
Daredevil remains without question the best Marvel Universe show, and after waiting over 2.5 years for Season 3 to come around, it's safe to say that the wait was definitely worth it. Season 3 was another big hit for the show, and after finishing up my review, I take a look back at my picks for the top 10 moments of Season 3 with some honourable mentions at the end.
Daredevil! The killer who's now showing his true colors. Who's tried to murder people in newspaper offices and churches.
Season 3 saw the return of the one and only Wilson Fisk. Orchestrating his own release from prison was only the start of his grand scheme. Vincent D'Onofrio absolutely kills it in the role. Just to see him back out from behind bars and ready to take over all that he can again, damn, it was satisfying to see. And with him ordering his new assassin who is garbed up in Daredevil attire, it was ever so easy for him to paint a new target in the public's crosshairs.
Believe me. Daredevil is our true public enemy.
Anyone got a visual?
Next up at number 9, we have Matt donning his original attire. After being on the shelf for many months, thanks to Defenders for that, Matt Murdock's return to Daredevil wasn't as easy as he would have hoped for. Marred by scars and wounds and having trouble hearing, Matt suffered numerous beatdowns before triumphantly making his comeback when he was looking into Fisk's lawyer. It was a crucial moment for the damaged vigilante, and it went a long way into reforming himself as the devil we all know and love.
I'm going to kill everyone you love. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I can't let you leave!
Oh Melvin, what did you get yourself into? Making another suit for Bullseye under Fisk's threat, you can understand him going through with it. Betsy was the one person in Melvin's mind, and he would do anything to keep her safe. Sadly, in Matt's case though, at least for this encounter, that included trying to trap him in his workshop for the FBI to come and nab him. The FBI of course being poisoned by Fisk's influence. But again, Melvin would do anything to protect Betsy.
Betsy! No, Betsy!
After purposely stopping Dex from taking a step too far, which was the right call considering the consequences, Dex, Fisk and the rest of the others didn't see it that way. Although he did tip off Mahoney anyway, they saw Nadeem as compromised, not committed to the cause, and for the choice he made, he was to be removed from the equation. Good thing for him though that Matt still believed in him, as just before things went sour, Matt arrived just in the nick of time, at least on this particular day.
So I owe you one.
Don't you think it would be safer to remove the threat?
Yes, I do.
Well, it didn't save him for that long, sadly. After testifying, you knew Agent Nadeem's days were numbered, and with Vanessa giving the order to have Nadeem killed made his death even more tragic. He didn't die in vain though. His video recorded before his death helped put Fisk behind bars again, so even though he ultimately got what he was after, he didn't escape this season with his life still intact.
You do it here.
Daredevil and Bullseye had more than their fair share of battles this season. Spoilers, there's more to come in this list, and coming in at number 5 is the pair squaring off inside the church. Matt raced there as fast as he could to try and save Karen. He succeeded in that respect, but he could not stop the death of Father Lantern, which sent him into a fit of rage. Bullseye once more did beat Matt at the end of the day, but at least Karen was on hand to stop that fatal blow.
Who are you?
I'm Daredevil.
And once again, here is another battle between the pair, but this time it was their very first encounter. Flabbergasted at who on earth could be wearing his suit, the pair fought tooth and nail using anything they could inside the battered and bloody bulletin. Pens, pencils, holders, cups, chairs, anything they could get their hands on, they would use it to hurt their opponent. And it was a wake-up call for Matt, who soon realised that this new nemesis of his was not one to be taken lightly.
So at what point did you learn about Mr. Murdoch's secret life?
Now we arrive at the top 3. Each of the following scenes could go in any order really, as in their own regard they were the best moments of the season. So, counting them down, first off we have Karen and Fisk sit down up inside his penthouse. These are two characters who never meet often, if ever, and here, after Fisk manipulated Karen into basically admitting Matt was Daredevil, Karen had a secret of her own. Remember Fisk's right-hand man Wesley from season 1, the guy who Karen put 7 bullet holes in? Well, for a little payback and to goad him into a mistake, Karen risked herself by revealing the true fate of his former friend. And it's safe to say he wasn't best pleased about it.
I shot him 7 times because the clip ran out. He deserved more.
Don't move!
And our runner-up is of course the third entry of Daredevil's signature hallway scenes. This time though it was a 10-minute one-shot prison escape, as Matt, lured into a trap from Fisk, had to battle his way through guards, inmates and anything else that stepped in his way if he was getting out of that place alive. Charlie Cox looks understandably knackered towards the end of this take, and the effort involved from cast and crew all around gave us an outstanding highlight, which is one of the best scenes in the entire run of Daredevil so far. So next season, how are they going to top this one? I cannot wait to see it. Rounding up this top 10 list is none other than the final showdown with this season's big guns as Daredevil, Bullseye and Kingpin all laid down their cards. Seeing each of them battle one another and even seeing Fisk and Matt working together to protect Vanessa was a special treat to see. Fisk's overwhelming power completely destroyed Bullseye after running him through a wall. But with Matt's unwillingness to give up, he toppled his nemesis once more to send him back behind bars. He would not give up who he was to remove Fisk for good. Killing him would in many ways solve plenty of problems for everyone in Hell's Kitchen, but he stood by his morals and beliefs and succeeded in putting that hulking powerhouse back behind bars again. Question is though, how long will he remain behind them?
That this city rejected you! It beat you! I beat you!
So there we have it, they were my picks for Daredevil's top moments in Season 3. But we're not quite done yet, so here are some extra honourable mentions that didn't make it into my top 10.
God restored your hearing. Just in time to hear my name chanted by the crowds.
Before Fisk donned his signature white suit, we actually saw him wearing it when he was torturing Matt in his subconscious. Matt was plagued by the thought of removing Fisk for good, and he was still having a crisis of faith early on in the season. But before the two laid down their cards later on down the line, this was a little teaser to the pair's eventual confrontations that were due eventually in the future.
You remain nothing!
That psycho in a suit did Agent Nadeem a huge favor. Now there's no one left to tell the world what a fool Fisk is making of the FBI.
Now, this scene, damn, it was painful to watch. In terms of impactful moments, this is up there near the very top. After Dex's murderous rampage at the Bulletin, Karen and Foggy stood over the victim's belongings, and it gave a very real dread of the terror involved when something like this occurs.
I did this.
Wilson Fisk did this.
My final moment is something that happened very quickly, but it had rippling effects through the rest of the season. Fisk was deep into his manipulation of Dex, trying to turn him into the assassin Bullseye, and the one obstacle that had any chance of getting in his way to ruin his plans was Julie. Dex cared for her deeply and needed her guidance to find stability. Fisk, however, was having none of that and had her removed from the equation without a second thought. Watching on from his chair, he didn't even blink when he had her killed, a sign that the Kingpin would be a menacing force if anything sought to stop his overall grand plan.
Hey, did the landlord let you in?
So there we are, they were my top choices for the best moments of Daredevil Season 3. I decided to omit both Karen's backstory and Dex saving Fisk from my list, so what did you make of it? And even though I sympathised with Foggy for the situation he was in, he of course was not included in any of those top moments, because chasing after the district attorney position I didn't particularly care for. How about you? Did I miss anything off it, and what was your favourite moment from the season? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Also, if you're interested, check out my Daredevil Season 3 review linked in the description. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.